I am Dr. Laura Moreno, and in this video I want to explain something that confuses and frustrates millions of people, sleeping 8 hours and still waking up tired. This situation makes many people doubt themselves. They think they're doing everything right. They go to bed on time, they stay in bed for 8 hours or more, and yet they wake up exhausted, heavy, unmotivated, with a foggy mind and very little energy to start the day. And the first thing I want to make clear is this. This is not laziness, and it's not in your head. There is a real medical explanation behind it, and in most cases, it has nothing to do with how many hours you sleep, but with how your body sleeps and what is happening inside your body while you're asleep. We've been taught to focus on the number 8 as if it were a magic number, but the body doesn't work with fixed numbers. The body works with processes. Sleep is not just time spent unconscious. Sleep is an active, complex biological process where the brain and the body are supposed to repair, reset, regulate hormones, process emotions, consolidate memory, and restore energy. If those processes don't happen correctly, you can sleep 8, 9, or even 10 hours and still wake up tired. One of the most common misunderstandings is believing that being asleep automatically means being rested. But sleeping and resting are not the same thing. You can be asleep and still not be resting properly. During the night, your brain moves through different sleep stages in cycles. There is light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Each one has a specific function. Deep sleep is when the body repairs tissues, supports the immune system, and restores physical energy. REM sleep is crucial for memory, learning, emotional processing, and mental clarity. If these stages are shortened, fragmented, or disrupted, the body does not fully recover. Many people technically sleep 8 hours, but their sleep is fragmented. They wake up briefly multiple times during the night, sometimes without remembering it. These are called micro-awakenings. Even if they last only a few seconds, they break the continuity of deep sleep. The brain never fully lets go. One very common reason for this is breathing problems during sleep. This does not only mean loud snoring or severe sleep apnea. Even mild breathing disturbances, partial airway obstruction, or subtle drops in oxygen can keep the brain in a state of alert. The brain's priority is survival. If breathing is even slightly compromised, the brain will not allow deep, restorative sleep. People with this issue often wake up with dry mouth, headaches, jaw tension, or a feeling of heaviness in the eyes. During the day, they feel tired, unfocused, and dependent on caffeine. They may sleep 8 hours every night and still feel like they never truly rest. Another major factor is chronic stress. When stress becomes constant, the nervous system stays activated even during sleep. The body lies down, but it doesn't switch off. Muscles remain tense, the heart rate doesn't fully slow down, and stress hormones stay elevated. In this state, sleep becomes shallow. These people often say, "I sleep but I don't rest," or "I wake up more tired than when I went to bed." Their body never enters the deep parasympathetic state that allows true recovery. Cortisol, the main stress hormone, plays a key role here. Cortisol should be low at night and gradually rise in the morning to help you wake up. In many people with chronic fatigue, this rhythm is reversed or flattened. Cortisol stays too high at night and too low in the morning. As a result, they fall asleep exhausted but wake up without energy. Food also has a much bigger impact on sleep quality than most people realize. Eating heavy meals late at night forces the body to digest when it should be repairing. Digestion is hard work. If your body is busy digesting, it cannot fully rest. Sugar and refined carbohydrates at night can also disrupt sleep by causing fluctuations in blood sugar. The body may release stress hormones during the night to correct these drops, leading to micro-awakenings and non-restorative sleep. Alcohol is another very common culprit. Many people believe alcohol helps them sleep because it makes them drowsy, but alcohol destroys sleep quality. It suppresses deep sleep and REM sleep, even if you stay asleep for many hours. Sleeping 8 hours after drinking is not the same as sleeping 8 hours without alcohol. Caffeine is also more deceptive than people think. Even if you fall asleep easily, caffeine consumed earlier in the day can reduce sleep depth. You may not notice it consciously, but your brain does. Another critical factor is the circadian rhythm, your internal biological clock. Sleeping 8 hours at a time that doesn't align with your natural rhythm is far less restorative. Irregular bedtimes, late nights, and constant exposure to artificial light confuse this internal clock. Screens before bed are especially problematic. The blue light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals deep sleep. But beyond the light, the content itself matters. Stressful news, social media, work messages, these keep the brain mentally alert. The body goes to bed, but the mind stays awake. There are also metabolic reasons why someone can sleep 8 hours and still feel exhausted. Blood sugar imbalances, insulin resistance, low-grade inflammation, and nutrient deficiencies all increase energy consumption during the night. The body spends the night compensating instead of restoring. Even mild dehydration can affect sleep quality. A dehydrated body has poorer circulation and oxygen delivery. This can contribute to morning fatigue and headaches. Sleep posture matters too. Poor sleeping positions can cause constant muscle tension. The body stays guarded all night. People often wake up with neck pain, back pain, or jaw tightness, clear signs that the body never fully relaxed. Another overlooked issue is mental hyperactivity during sleep. Some people don't fully wake up, but their brain remains active with intense dreams or stress-related imagery. Emotional processing becomes overwhelming instead of restorative. They wake up mentally drained. And something very important, sleeping 8 hours occasionally does not undo weeks or months of poor sleep. The body needs consistency. Sleep debt accumulates, and it takes time to recover. Not everyone needs exactly 8 hours. Some people need more, some slightly less. Forcing a number instead of listening to the body can actually increase anxiety around sleep, making things worse. Falling asleep quickly does not always mean sleeping well. Extreme exhaustion can knock you out, but that doesn't guarantee quality sleep. When someone sleeps 8 hours and still feels tired, the body is not failing. The body is communicating. It's saying that something in the sleep process is not allowing true recovery. And when you start paying attention not just to how long you sleep, but to how deeply you sleep, how your body behaves during the night, how your stress, breathing, nutrition, and daily rhythms affect your nights, the mystery begins to make sense, opening the door to understanding what changes actually improve energy and when persistent fatigue is a sign that the body needs deeper attention rather than more hours in bed. And that deeper attention is exactly where many people get stuck because they keep doing the same thing over and over again, trying to sleep longer, going to bed earlier, staying in bed more hours, hoping that somehow the fatigue will disappear. But when the quality of sleep is poor, more time in bed often just means more time resting without restoration. One of the most overlooked contributors to non-restorative sleep is how the nervous system behaves during the day. Sleep does not begin at night. Sleep begins in the morning, with how you expose your body to light, how you manage stress, how much movement you get, and how often your nervous system is allowed to calm down. If your entire day is spent in a state of urgency, multitasking, pressure, and constant stimulation, the body learns to stay alert. When night comes, the body doesn't instantly switch modes just because you lie down. It carries that alert state into sleep. This is why many people sleep 8 hours but wake up feeling like they were on duty all night. The body never felt safe enough to fully let go. Another factor that plays a huge role is breathing patterns during the day. People who breathe shallowly, hold their breath when stressed, or breathe mostly through the mouth tend to carry that pattern into sleep. Poor breathing reduces oxygen delivery and keeps the nervous system in a subtle fight or flight mode. Even slight reductions in oxygen during sleep can be enough to prevent deep rest. The brain prioritizes survival over repair. It will sacrifice deep sleep to keep breathing stable. This is why nasal breathing, both during the day and at night, matters far more than people think. It's not about technique. It's about allowing the body to feel regulated. Another major issue is blood sugar instability overnight. When blood sugar drops too low during the night, the body releases stress hormones to bring it back up. This can cause micro-awakenings, racing thoughts, sweating, or a sudden sense of alertness during sleep, even if you don't fully wake up. People with this pattern often wake up around the same time every night or feel especially tired in the morning. They may also crave sugar or caffeine early in the day. Hormonal balance also plays a role. Changes in estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, and thyroid hormones can all affect sleep quality. These changes don't always show up clearly in basic tests, but they strongly influence how restorative sleep feels. Inflammation is another silent disruptor. When the body is inflamed, it stays vigilant. Inflammation signals danger to the brain. A vigilant brain does not allow deep rest. This is why people with chronic inflammation often feel tired no matter how long they sleep. Pain, even low-grade pain, also interferes with sleep depth. The brain monitors discomfort constantly. If the body hurts, even subtly, sleep becomes lighter. There's also an emotional component that many people overlook. Emotional processing happens during sleep, especially during REM sleep. When emotional stress is high or unresolved, sleep becomes mentally active instead of restorative. People wake up feeling emotionally drained, not refreshed. Another reason sleeping 8 hours may not help is sleep timing. Going to bed too late, even if you sleep 8 hours, can disrupt alignment with natural circadian rhythms. The body repairs most efficiently at certain times. Sleeping outside those windows reduces the quality of repair. And then there's the issue of sleep pressure. Spending too much time in bed awake, napping excessively, or lying down too early can reduce the body's natural drive for deep sleep. The body sleeps, but lightly. Many people also unknowingly train their brain to associate bed with thinking, worrying, or scrolling instead of resting. Over time, this weakens the brain's ability to switch into deep sleep mode. What's important to understand is that waking up tired after 8 hours is not a failure of willpower or discipline. It's not something you can force. It's a sign that the conditions for restoration are not being met, even though the time requirement is. True rest requires safety, stability, oxygen, energy balance, hormonal rhythm, and nervous system regulation. When even one of these is off, sleep becomes less effective. This is why two people can sleep the same number of hours and wake up feeling completely different. One body restored itself, the other stayed busy all night. And this is also why solutions need to be individualized. There is no single fix, no universal bedtime, no magic supplement, no perfect number of hours. The goal is not just to sleep longer, but to allow the body to enter deeper states of repair. That requires removing obstacles rather than adding effort. When people finally stop blaming themselves and start listening to what their fatigue is actually signaling, they often discover that the body has been asking for changes long before exhaustion became constant, and that understanding those signals is the first step toward reclaiming real energy instead of simply surviving on sleep that looks sufficient on paper but never truly restores. And that realization changes everything, because instead of chasing more hours of sleep, you start focusing on creating the conditions that allow sleep to actually restore you. When people begin to adjust small things, how they wind down in the evening, how they breathe, how late they eat, how much stimulation they allow before bed, how they manage stress during the day, they often notice something surprising. They don't necessarily sleep more hours, but they wake up feeling different, lighter, clearer, more stable. That's because the body finally had permission to repair instead of defend itself all night. The most important shift is understanding that fatigue is not the enemy. Fatigue is information. It's the body saying that something in the system is out of balance. Ignoring it or trying to overpower it with more sleep, more caffeine, or more discipline only delays the solution. Real energy comes from alignment, from a nervous system that can relax, from breathing that allows oxygen to reach tissues, from blood sugar that stays stable, from hormones that follow a natural rhythm, from inflammation that is kept in check, from a mind that feels safe enough to disconnect. Sleeping 8 hours and still feeling tired is not a mystery once you look at sleep as a process, not a number. And for many people, this understanding is the first step toward finally feeling rested again after years of doing everything right and still waking up exhausted. When you stop asking, "Why can't I sleep more?" and start asking, "Why isn't my sleep restoring me?" you begin to listen to your body in a completely different way, and that's where real, lasting change becomes possible. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos where we explain in a clear and practical way how sleep, energy, hormones, and daily habits are connected. Share this video with someone who sleeps enough but still feels tired. Leave your questions or experiences in the comments and join me as we continue learning how to help the body truly rest, recover, and regain energy instead of just counting hours in bed.